qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves once again of our top three: Surfer Girl, Leclerc and Max Verstappen. Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. It's time once again then to go racing here in Montreal, the second largest French-speaking city in the world, and home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix. It's a tricky circuit to tackle in wet conditions, with top speed still of critical importance down the long back straight. There are 2.7 miles and 14 corners overall on this circuit that in the dry can see average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour. We'll be lucky to get anywhere near that today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Surfer Girl lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Sergio Perez and Hamilton, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Bottas and Esteban Ocon. Verstappen, they've taken a grid penalty, Gasly, George Russell and Magnussen, Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Alex Albon and Sebastian Vettel, Joe, Stroll, Fernando Alonso and Nicholas Latifi. Now it's almost time for Lights Out, so let's go down to the track. Not one of the easiest days to go racing. It's damp, it's slippery, there's dark clouds as far as the eye can see. The rain is here then, and that's going to take away a lot of the grip. Anthony Davidson, that's going to make turn one very interesting indeed.
Yes, it's these kind of conditions where you can go in with one of two mindsets. You can either see it as an opportunity, or you're worried that all your hard work is going to be undone. We've been stuck with these conditions for, well, a few hours now, at more or less this level of intensity. But we don't have too much standing water. We're not going to be starting behind the safety car. So, like you say, the charge down to turn one will be quite interesting. I think we're in for a cracking Grand Prix.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway. These are wet conditions here today. Each driver will no doubt be mindful of the wet surface as they prepare to race around the track. As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can, and they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, and failing that, within the points.
So we're looking at another 5, maybe 10 minutes of this rain. Inters look like the best tyre for now. 2 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. They're 8th. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, I think the track's going to be drying out quite soon. Be careful you don't burn out your tyres. It looks like the weather's going to dry up in about 5 minutes' time. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 5.5 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. They're 8th. Your last lap time was a 1 minute 25.2. Affirmative, medium tyres at the next stop. We'll make the changes to the front wing next time you're in. Front wing angle to +1. +1 now. Gap to your teammate behind is 5.8 seconds. the line is really dry enough yet to start thinking about slicks. Let's hold on to the inters for a little while longer. Confirmed. Okay, the officials have deployed the safety car due to multiple cars being stopped on track. Mind your delta. Leclerc is behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on a fresh set of inters. Their tyres are 5 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:25.0. Okay, radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters. Okay, fuel levels now at 19 laps. 19 laps. Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. You'll be controlling the pace of the restart. Keep it steady until the safety cars reach the pit lane.
And it looks like I think they're out of the lane, ready to perform their magic on the car. They're going to be aiming to achieve the fastest PTO possible.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres go through the area now. P10, you're currently in P10. Ricardo ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 3.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Russell behind. Our gap behind is 1.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 12.4 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now. Conditions look stable at the moment, no rain currently expected. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now. Right, so the drivers we're racing are Ricciardo and Russell. Okay, our main competitors in this race are Latifi and Russell. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. The drivers we're fighting here are Ricciardo and Latifi. To your teammate ahead is 3.5 seconds. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 2.1 seconds. Who were really fighting today, Schumacher and Ricciardo. Good job, nice overtake. And Hulkenberg. Okay, be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. Tyre condition still looking good. Perez ahead, and gap to the car in front is 6.5 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old, and the time last lap was a 1 minute 18.2. Come on, mate, we're dropping back by a second a lap. Green flag. No rain expected, no rain expected for the time being. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Caution! Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 1.6 seconds. As things stand, we're going to be leading the championship. Okay, the car ahead is 3 seconds up on you. Keep pushing. Great drive. We're really happy with that performance. Well done.
They take the checkered flag then here in Canada in what has been another fabulous Grand Prix. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Surfer Girl increases their championship lead. Let's have a look then at the driver's standings. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
Nicholas Latifi gets my vote today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The current leaders continue to extend their lead at the top. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.